that could help us?
Yeah, I mean, identity is overarching on everything that we do, and unfortunately, humans we do put labels on ourselves. We label the work that we do, that identify with that. We identify with our body. We identify with our results. Even we might just have a bad day and call ourselves, well, I'm a loser, rather than I had a losing type day. And rather than labeling behaviour, or say if I don't have kids, but if you ever said to a kid, well, you're a naughty kid, rather than it's their behaviour that was naughty. And so it's starting to go away from the labels and realising that we're so much more than that. And, I still have an identity of being an athlete, but I've expanded it and grown and taken on more on board and realized, well, I am more than that. And in every way we are. And, definitely with weight, I think that's the biggest problem. And the reason why a lot of people go through this yo-yo cycle is that when people lose weight and are finding their ideal weight, they still identify with being that overweight person, and that identity, that picture in their mind they've created for themselves, they somehow slip back into the habits that go with that identity. And working with some of my clients have got weight issues, and so there's many ways that we can tackle that from and working at the identity is at the highest level you can. You can also work on what sort of bad food habits you have. If there's something that you crave, what's something that you crave, Sherry?
Oh, I
Is
like
there any
popcorn.
food that's your downfall? Popcorn,
yeah,
really?
I like
Well,
popcorn.
that's pretty healthy, as long as you don't have too much butter in it.
Well, gotta have the butter.
Because there's the downfall in it. And if there's a food like that, when you picture popcorn and how much you like it, whereabouts is that picture on the screen of your mind, Sherry?
I'm not exactly sure what that question means.
Okay, if you closed your eyes and you thought about how much you like popcorn, whereabouts is that picture on the screen of your mind? Is it like in front of you, off to the left, to the right?
Oh, yeah, it's in front of me.
Is it big and bright?
Oh, yeah, it's really buttery.
Yeah, and what do you say to yourself when you think of this picture and how much you like popcorn?
Well, on one hand, it's like really happy, and on the other hand, it's really bad.
Push me, pull you. See, because there's some of the things we can do with working with the mind is actually change that picture and change the feelings associated with it and any sounds so that it becomes similar to a food that you dislike, or even a substance that you wouldn't even think of eating, so that the next time you looked at popcorn, you'd be like, oh, there's no way I'm eating that. And you can do that with any food, and it's a pretty strong sort of technique, and it just shows how powerful our mind is. And we can also look at any beliefs that you have about food, or about your weight or so. If the identity can be, yeah, I'm an overweight person, and it can also be that you believe that you can't lose weight. And I'm saying this to anyone that's on the radio show that with a weight problem. They might believe, hey, I can't lose weight, or it's hard to lose weight, or it's impossible to lose weight. And as long as you sort of have those sort of mantras in your head, it tells your unconscious or subconscious mind that it's not possible. And so it's like, okay, well, it's not. And so it's looking at, okay, well, what beliefs could empower you to get better results? So it's a powerful thing, our mind, and it can be empowering or disempowering depending on how well we use it. And when we start to become aware of it, it's quite magical.
We have a question from someone who's listening in Blog TV. I want to thank you for your question. The question is, can you help me find an easy to follow diet?
I'm not a great fan of diets. I heard recently there's about 36,000 diets, and recorded by the American medical profession. So it sort of demonstrates, well, how useful are they if there have to be that many? And I've always been one to go to the basics and just knowing, well, what are the best foods to eat? I do a balanced carbohydrate fat. I'm not either high fat, low fat, high carb, low carb type of thing. And I just take food for what it is and look to think food is a fuel, and it's not it's not there to be eaten as a treat, though obviously we all do that. And when you start thinking of food as a fuel and what's best for my body to let it run, then that's going to be the best diet. Healthy foods, natural foods, getting away from processed foods without sort of going to a specific regime of, okay, you must eat this at this time, that at that time. I think the more you can improve your knowledge about food, about the caloric intake of foods, as long as you have a balance between what you put in and what you put out in exercise, then you can maintain good weight. But then there's people that do all the right things, and I've had clients like this, and I've had times like this where I'm doing